What if the words you speak are not just sounds carried on air, but divine keys that shape the unseen into form? Imagine discovering that every phrase you've whispered to yourself, whether in fear or faith, has been quietly sculpting the reality around you. Not through chance, not through luck, but through the ancient force resting inside your very being. You've felt it before, a simple thought repeating in your mind until life mirrors it back. A quiet declaration you made when no one was listening that suddenly echoes through your circumstances. These are not coincidences, they are proof. You were not given words to merely describe life. You were entrusted with words to command it. And there is one phrase above all others that carries the weight of creation itself. Creation has always flowed from a single source. Every desire for peace, healing, provision, or love arises from that eternal wellspring. Scripture whispers it again and again. Every good and perfect gift comes from above. Yet many remain thirsty because they search outward, imagining God as distant, hovering beyond reach. What was said in the beginning of this message now becomes clear. The words you speak are not separate from the source. They are the very tools placed within you to draw creation into form. To forget this is to keep waiting, but to remember it is to awaken to your true inheritance. Separation is the great illusion. Generations have been taught to call upon a God in the sky, to plead with a force outside of themselves, to wait endlessly for answers to descend from somewhere far away. And as long as that picture lives in the mind, words lose their power. You speak, but you speak as someone disconnected, unsure, powerless. You hope, but hope feels hollow because it comes from a place that believes the source is elsewhere. Yet the truth has never been hidden. The breath of God has never left you, and the power to speak creation has always been within your own being. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Those words do not describe a distant promise, but a present reality. The divine and the human are not two separate forces trying to meet. They are one essence remembering itself. When you say I am, you are not reaching out to an absent God. You are awakening to the God already within. This is why prayer often seems unanswered. The words rise from longing instead of identity. You say I need, which affirms absence. You say I want, which affirms distance. But when you say I am, you stand in union, and the source flows through the command. This is the forgotten truth. God did not place words in you so you could beg reality to change. He placed them in you so you could command creation itself. Every phrase you declare carries the energy of the source that birthed the universe. When you attach lack, life echoes it back. When you attach abundance, life rushes to confirm it. You are never merely describing yourself, you are issuing decrees. To remember this is to awaken. To forget it is to wander in circles, always speaking but never realizing the power hidden in your words. And now, you are being called to remember. Every time you say I am, you invoke the name of God. That was the revelation given in the burning bush. I am that I am. The same voice declares, be still and know that I am God. Those two words are not casual, they are divine. They are the pulse of creation placed within your breath. In the forgotten source we just uncovered, you saw that creation does not flow from outside, it flows from within. Now you begin to see how. The source planted its own name inside you, so that your words would carry the same power that spoke light into being. This is why your speech cannot be treated as ordinary. When you declare I am, you are not simply identifying yourself, you are commanding reality to shape itself according to your declaration. Pause and think about how often this sacred power has been misused. I am tired. I am unlucky. I am not enough. These are not harmless phrases. They are decrees tied to the name of God, and life has no choice but to bend toward them. You were given the authority of creation, yet many unknowingly use it to affirm limitation. The world does not bend to what you want. It bends to what you declare yourself to be. Desire alone has no weight if it contradicts the identity you claim with your words. When you say, I want to be healed, you place healing in the future, always out of reach. When you say, I am healed, even while pain still lingers, you call forth the truth of spirit into manifestation. This is why identity holds more power than longing. God did not put His name in you so you could wish. He put it in you so you could declare. Think of it like a seed. A seed contains the entire design of the tree within itself, yet it only becomes visible when planted and nourished. Your words after I am are the seeds of your reality. Every careless statement plants a crop of lack or fear. Every intentional declaration plants a harvest of abundance and life. The ground will always produce according to the seed sown. It is only a matter of what you choose to speak into it. This is the sacred responsibility you carry. The Creator's name rests in your breath, and with it, the command of creation. To use I am is to stand in the same authority that said, let there be light. To use it carelessly is to waste the greatest gift ever given. But to use it with awareness is to step back into your rightful place as a co-creator with God, speaking not as a beggar, but as one who knows the source and the self are one. Once you understand the weight of I am, the journey turns inward. The words are not a chant, not a ritual, not a trick. They are an awakening. In the sacred name you were given, power is already present, but to touch it fully, you must return to the stillness that reveals it. The same source that placed creation in your breath also placed within you the quiet space where it can be remembered. Without stillness, words become noise. With stillness, they become commands. Step into that stillness intentionally. No distractions, no noise, no endless affirmations. Simply sit, breathe, and whisper within, I am. Not I am wealthy, not I am healed, not even I am loved. Just I am. Those two words, spoken without addition, draw you back to the root of all creation. Let them ring through your being like a bell in a cathedral, resonating not only in your mind, but in the depth of your spirit. When you allow I am to stand alone, you are not trying to become anything. You are remembering what you already are. What you touch in that silence is not emptiness. It is fullness. It is the ground before form, the still waters from which all rivers flow, the eternal presence that holds everything together. When you rest in pure being, you are not striving to pull God closer. You are awakening to the truth that God has never been apart from you. I am becomes the doorway back into union, the place where the illusion of separation finally dissolves. In that space, you don't need proof. You don't need evidence. You simply know. Think of it as returning to the foundation before the house was built. Over time, life piles stories, names, labels, and wounds on top of you, so much so that you forget the ground beneath it all. But when you return to stillness and simply declare I am, all those layers begin to fade. You return to the place where creation begins, not from effort, but from being. From there, the words you later attach carry the weight of truth, not desperation. This is why stillness is the most powerful creative state imaginable. It may not feel dramatic, it may not stir emotion or excitement, but it clears the clutter and leaves only presence. And from that presence, when you speak again, you do not speak as one trying to convince yourself, you speak as one who knows. I am becomes more than words. It becomes awareness itself, and awareness is the soil in which creation obeys. Now the weight of responsibility arrives. Once you've returned to the root of I am, every word you attach afterward becomes sacred. In stillness, you touch the source itself. You remembered that creation begins not with striving, but with being. From that place, words carry a different weight. They are no longer tossed about casually. They become instruments of creation. You cannot step back into old patterns of speech and expect new realities to unfold. Awareness demands responsibility, and responsibility demands truth. To speak truth after I am means no longer attaching fear, lack, or limitation to the name of God. You cannot call yourself unworthy and expect life to reveal abundance. You cannot declare I am broken and expect wholeness to arise. Those statements are not harmless descriptions. They are commands that the fabric of reality bends to obey. Every careless word plants seeds, and sooner or later, you walk among the harvest. To command creation, you must become intentional about the seeds you sow. Desire speaks in the language of longing. I want to be healed. But longing always confirms absence. Hope speaks of tomorrow. I hope abundance comes. But tomorrow never arrives. It is always postponed. The source within you does not hope, does not long. God does not say, I want light. God says, let there be light, and light appears. When you declare, I am healed, even before the pain leaves, you call forth identity that reality will eventually mirror. When you declare, I am wealth, even if the account is empty, you anchor yourself in the truth that abundance is already yours in spirit. Think of it as tuning an instrument. If the strings are loose, no melody can hold. Your words are those strings. When you align them with truth, I am love, I am favored, I am whole, the vibration resonates with creation itself. When you speak from lack, the strings remain slack, and the song of your life falls flat. Creation responds to harmony, and harmony comes when your words align with the eternal truth already living within you. Every statement after I am must be treated as a sacred decree, not a wish, not a weak hope, a decree. You are not describing what you see, you are defining what is unfolding, and as you continue to walk in this awareness, your speech transforms. You stop begging reality to change, and instead begin to shape it directly. This is the power you were entrusted with, to carry the Creator's name within your own breath, and to use it not for despair, but for truth. Creation is not complete when you speak, it is complete when you walk as though it is already done. In the last section, you saw how every word after I am becomes a decree, shaping reality to match identity. But speech without embodiment is incomplete. The word becomes flesh only when your steps mirror what your lips have declared. To command creation, you must live as the echo of your own decree. This is the shift from hoping to knowing. After declaring I am healed, you no longer live as one waiting for proof. You live as one whose healing is unfolding. After saying I am wealth, you don't walk in fear of lack. You carry yourself with the quiet assurance that provision surrounds you. It is not arrogance. It is not denial. It is faith, loyalty to the unseen reality that is already in motion. Just as creation answered, let there be light without hesitation, so too does it answer your word. Your role is not to doubt, but to embody. Think of a seed once more. When planted, you do not dig it up each day to check if it has sprouted. You water it. You trust the process. You live in the expectation that growth is inevitable. The same is true of your words. When you speak them with authority, you do not anxiously scan your life for instant evidence. You continue living as if the decree is already unfolding, because it is. To check constantly is to show disbelief. To walk steadily is to demonstrate faith. Living as the word means carrying yourself differently, not with forced positivity, but with quiet inner certainty. When you enter a room, you don't bring the energy of someone still waiting. You bring the vibration of someone who already carries what they declared. Others may not see it yet, but reality has already shifted. You no longer beg for signs. You are the sign. You no longer wait for proof. You are the proof. The unseen has taken root, and your life is the ground where it grows visible. This is not pretending. This is not faking it until it happens. Pretending is hollow. Living as the word is alignment. You are not acting out a role. You are inhabiting truth. And as you do, everything around you begins to reorganize itself, not because you strive, but because you are aligned with what God already placed within you. To live this way is to honor the gift you were given. The sacred words I am, entrusted to you, so creation could answer your voice. From the beginning, creation has answered a voice, the voice of God declaring through the words, I am. That voice was never reserved for prophets or saints alone. It was placed in you. Every word you attach to I am becomes the blueprint of your world. Every phrase is a command written into the fabric of reality. So remember, God put these words in you to command creation. They are not casual, not ordinary, they are divine. When you speak them with awareness, when you live from their truth, heaven and earth align to your declaration. Speak carefully, live boldly, and let the word within you become flesh.